Now yesterday, hello friends, welcome back to my channel, and today we will just finishing this project. Let's see how much we can finish, and we can add new couple of new things to this, like new elements or new colors or new medium, you can say. So I have this color soft oil pastels, and I bought that from long time ago. I think I bought it from, but it's a golden color. Okay, so we can use this. I'm planning to use this. Let's see how it works. So I'm gonna put it here. If you don't have golden, you can use these kind of kids crayon, and where you also get these kind of metallic colors. These are from Melissa and Dove, but these are also pretty good. This is not water soluble, but you can see the colors are pretty different and nice. You can use Corolla ones also. So now thing is, let's see our birds. So this one is finished, this one is also finished. Let's see what we can add to the finished ones and what we can do more. So here I can add the white dot to it, and another thing I want to add is, let's add the prominent black color. So I'll use 0.5. If you have any doubt about like what you are using, so you can use any rough paper to scrabble and see the width. Sometimes your pen is not working properly. You can see that also. Now you can see. And now here I want to show that she's a kind of a female bird. So I'm kind of giving her a little bit eyelashes and just flickering movement. And then I'll do this. Now you can see it caught the color on my micron pen. So I'm just using my hand, or you can use this kind of cloth, and then you have to scribble your pen again to get the ink flowing, or you have to wait for a few moments. And then I will add more white on this and let it dry. Okay, here also we can make, it's like it's quite a fun one, right? It was like a little more fun. Now this one, I think I'll add little white dot here. This one, we don't have legs, our legs is gone, but I can add a big eyes, and we can put them like they are looking at each other, something like that. We can create that kind of combinations also, and that will decide that where we want to put that black pupil. So here what I did, I just put those little bit ground here. So if there is no ground, maybe like on this, if there is no ground, I can put this as a ground, and I can stick the whole stuff together, and then we can add another interactive element to it. So that is the another way of cutting. While cutting, you can see, if you want to cut the small portions, you can always use your small scissors. I'm using here Cuttlebee scissors. You can go ahead and use stem hole scissors or any sharp fine scissors you have in your stash. Don't use the big scissors, you will not get that kind of nice cuts. And if you don't have the this kind of scissors, still you can use these kind of stuff. This is, you can hold and cut, or you can get a simple small sharp full knife also, X-Acto knife, they call it X-Acto knife, like this. Just you have to make sure while using this that your surface, it will scratch your surface. So you should use on the self-filling mat, or you should use on the glass, or if you don't have anything, just put a stack of rough papers and you can do on that. I preferred going with this cause this paper is 300 GSM, and it's little bit harder to cut with the X-Acto knife or things like that. Okay, so I have now this bird, this bird. Now what I will do, I'm gonna cut all of them, okay, and put them together to see, like, can I make some kind of match with them. Like maybe these two birds are like talking to each other, or we can just make one small board like this, and maybe he or she is kind of telling to him like what's going on. You can add small bubble diagrams also, so we can do that. Like we can put this, and which is talking to whom talking. Oh, we can do like, I think this, like these two are talking to each other, she's searching for him. We can put these two talking each other, right? We can add one more here if you want. So you can create that kind of dialogue or that kind of story in your journaling. You don't have to be always like particular about that. If you don't want to add these kind of stuff, you can add their own dialogues, like they are talking to each other like, hi, hello, how are you today, something like that. It should be funny. If you don't know what are the dialogues, you can just, you know, search on the internet. Nowadays it's so easy to, you know, give a prompt and get whatever you want, so you can do that also. Or I can put three birds together, or we can create a story like this. Like if these are here, they are kind of talking to each other, or we can put them like this. Like when it's folded, you can't see they are talking to each other, but when we open it, it's like, oh, they're talking to each other. So we can create that kind of stuff also. You can make this book more interactive, like by just putting one, okay, on this side I can show. So by just putting one circle here, you can put the other bird around here, and you can see through that circle. And let's do that. That will be the fun. So how we can cut, you can just drag and put your circle here and cut it around. Okay, I will not do that. I have lots of dies with me, so I'm going to use the die to cut that. Like I have these kind of dies, so I can put this here and I can cut that. Okay, so I have this die which I can use for cutting, but I think for this purpose we can just use the, and I will show you the technique that how you can do, because I know that not everybody has the die cutting machine and everything going on, and this is the project we are doing just by hand and coloring. So the fun thing about this is, like, I don't want to cut these leaves, but I want to cut these full circle. Okay, so first of all, first thing first, you have to draw the stuff. Now after that, you have to make sure that you are not cutting this, you have to only cut this. So for that we need one mat. Okay, self-filling mat we need. So now I put my self-filling mat here, and now we want to cut it. So easiest way to cut it is you can just go on it just like that. Other thing is you can just cut a X on it, and you're gonna waste all that paper which is inside, which, if you don't mind, there is not right or wrong in that, and you can use your scissors, because you will get the indentation like this portion to go inside, and you can cut through these also, the leaves also. Now you can see, if I saw on this side, I didn't get that proper impression that up till when it's going. So if I go like this, and then I can just, you know, or you can poke a hole if you don't have this, and then now if you all really want to do this, I got this idea just right now, so I'm doing this. But if you have ideas, so before stacking all of these papers, you can do this, because page whites is really easy to do thing rather than doing like this. And then you can, you know, just tilt the stuff, and you can use, I'm using here small scissors, because you can use the big scissors also. It's totally depend how big your circle is. Now here, if you don't want to cut, I just stop here and I have take that thing like, okay, this is that much. Now on this side, I don't want to cut these leaves, so what will I do? I'll just put something like this. Now I just remove that paper, right? So on this side leaves, and this side is on that side leaves. So what will I do now? I can take a big scissors and put like this. Then I turn my paper and I'll just use the big scissors and cut the inside portion. Okay, so in this way your inside portion will not that much in use, but you will get a beautiful kind of customized foliage effect. Now of course what happens when you create your foliage, or if you create flowers rather than creating these, whatever you are creating, everybody is having the different indentation and everybody having the different strokes of the stuff. So if you use this method, you don't have to have more of the tools or something like that. You can do it just like that, and then you can manipulate the things on other side also. Okay, so now here on this side you will get this kind of stuff going on, but that is totally fine. We will figure it out how to decorate that also, and that will be another fun. So in this way you can, you know, add more things to your project, and you can get creative while doing the stuff. So simple stuff can go in the better level. I always love to show the real-time process, but sometimes I thought that it's boring, so let's like get it fast. But for particularly this one, I'm showing all this process just because you will get the detailed idea that how should you use your scissors here, and that is the main idea of showing this real time. If you feel that it's not for you, you can just speed up the process, you can twice the video, but it is for those who really want to see that if you don't have dies and if you have these kind of fun things going on, how can you cut this stuff, how can you move your scissors and get in those small niches just like that. And then I can use this for, okay, so we are quite there, right? Here we want something, as those are kind of a leaf shapes coming out, and now idea of this is you can put a big bird inside it. Let's see which bird will look good. You can put any bird, but I think little bit contrast will have fun. Like he can do like peekaboo and he can sing here like, oh, what's going on, something like that, and that will be fun. I think this bird will look fun and nice inside it. And here we can add more stuff. Okay, so in this side we will not cut, this side we almost done, and on that side we're gonna add little bit of more leafy structure. Now here I will show you how to add that leafy structure. We will use again our watercolors for these. So let's use the dagger brush, and now we want something on this. So you can, if you don't have dagger brush, I will show you in this one that how you can do that. I will add little bit of water to activate the colors, and then I'm gonna take this blue, fully loaded my brush in that. It's quite an intense color, and then I'll take this hookah's green. I think it's a hookah's green, and now I want to show that something is coming down. Okay, from the up it's coming down. So, or I can show that from this side it's going up. You can do either way, like this. Okay, and again I'm taking a little bit of hookah's green because here I thought that it's not that good enough, and then I'm just adding that color putting these, going like that, adding more. Kind of maintaining little bit of shape here and there, and then I will just add one fine leaf detail here. So you can manipulate little bit if you want. That is the other stuff, right? And it's totally fine. Now this side is dry, so I can just overdraw on them, and that is this side is done. Now what I have to do, I have to wait it for dry, so I will just put this aside so that it should dry properly, and in between we can color our boards, whichever is left, and we can decorate them. Another fun thing you can add is, I bought this kitchen timer, and it's a fun thing, like, you know, you can put it and you can see after 10 minutes it's gonna beep, and it's have that tick 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 sound, but it's kind of a fun. So for keep motivating, or you want to do just a one bird a day, or you don't have time, you have just see that I want to do just for 10 minutes, then I think that thing is quite a fun. Now let's add a little bit of gold sparkle in his, and here I'm just adding and just making a little bit whimsical to his eyes rather than making the regular eyes. And then I'll add a little bit on gold on the beak, as well as the small fur kind of stuff coming out it, and then I can add little bit dots on those blooming orange things. And the better the paper, better the color, you will get the blooming. Most of the times this blooming come in on the rough paper, cold pressed paper. On the hot pressed paper you will get most of the times more smoother effects, so do keep that in mind. Now here you can see I put those black things downside, so this bird is looking kind of downside, but here I'm not adding anything. I will add most probably them when I gonna stick them, and then I decide that where they gonna, you know, look. So that's why I'm just adding here the black thing, and then this is not working, and then I will add the, let's grab the another one, this stuff. And I'll show you, like, each bird I'm gonna show some kind of a different kind of eye going on. Or let's show you, if you don't have these paints, you can still do it with the black color, and but you just need a very very fine marker for that, like these one. This is 000, I think. Yes, it's a 000. And you can take a black, I'm just taking a black color. You can take a dark brown or dark blue color also, and then I'm gonna just focus a little bit so that you can see, and then I will just add the color, and then I can give this flickering movement also. Okay, and then I can go ahead and do it like this, and it's this. So you can do that also. If you don't want to do with the brush, you can do the full project with these kind of stuff. And then I'll add little strokes here, whatever is left over on the brush. I don't want them to be very prominent, so I'm just doing that. And you can do this. And for this also we can add the black color, and like this. Can you hear that TikTok sound which is coming from? And then again, now for this one, maybe you want to add something different, so we can add a little bit of purple. So just a little bit, give the whimsical kind of look. So you don't have to add black all the time. Just make sure that it's gonna pop, because eye shows the emotions, and you know, it just elevate the look overall. Like this. Now you can add little bit of goofiness here, and I can add the eyebrows, the goofy eyebrows here, something like that, pretty bold, like what's going on types. And then I can add little bit of flickery movement here to balance out the colors on these feathers also, little bit. Then I can add a nose, so it's like just a triangle nose, and you know, it's kind of a beak. It's not a nose actually, it's a kind of a beak which is going in the front view. And then it's kind of giving that, oh, it's a smiley effect, right? And then I can add the same color, the legs, because I don't have the legs here. I can add the legs, and I'm going to put this aside. For this one also we can add more drama with this color. Like this is a peacock kind of bird, and I'm just doing. So once a brush is loaded with the color, I mostly use that brush. I hardly change my brush, and then if I want to really change or show some kind of technique, if I'm doing the video, then only I'm kind of, you know, changing the brush. Otherwise I was like take full use of that without washing and, you know, losing my pigments. I really go like that way, and I really like this stuff. Now here, whatever is left, I'm just, you know, pushing that color, and that will also give me a really nice pop-up effect. Now you can see what a difference between, and I think I lose one leg. I cut it off and I lose one leg. Now how, if these things happen with you, that's a nice thing. Basically, if you lose something, it's a nice thing. You get an opportunity to experiment and do something different for that. And here we'll add this sharp peak here, okay, and then I'm gonna exaggerate this big eye, okay, then little bit of flickery movements here. And then on this side you can see I put that color so that it's look like it's more of the fatty bird there, and I can add little bit of flickers, little bit of dot to add more texture to it. Now remember, I still didn't wash my brush. I'm just changing little bit of colors with the same family and just adding those small details, right? That's it. So you can add more and more details and go crazy about it. Like this one, I can add little bit of these whatever left in my brush here and here, maybe little bit on this side, and then we can take little bit darker shade. I'm using sap green, and then I can just, you know, add only on the one side, okay, not everywhere, only on the one side, so that I'm just exaggerating this side, that this bird is looking on this side. In fact, I can put, rather than putting black, I can put the green also inside, the same green which I put here. If you want to exaggerate that green, you can add a little bit of black in that, so that it is like, you know, more prominent in that way. And then I can just add this, and then I can add little bit like here. You can add these kind of dots, okay, and you can create the dot and dash and dot patterns with them also to get more stuff. And then this paint is already there, and I'm just adding little bit of purple on the side. So now this kind of stuff give the next level thing to your, and I have little bit of that green, which is I'm just pouring here a little bit here and there where I feel that okay, it's a little bit empty space, I can add that color. We lose one of his eyes. Now you can create a fun pattern on it, like you can really create a pattern on it. In India we have that Gond art where we create a pattern. I hope I can show you some pictures there, or maybe it's a total different topic, but I will show you. What I'm trying to say is, now you don't have to do this with the fine liner. If you're not much comfortable with the fine liners, you can do it with the Posca pens, and that will also give you a really nice poppy effect. And maybe we'll do that in the next project. That's a kind of idea. But still, I most of the times use the white Posca pen. So if you're not able to buy all of them, I just suggest that at least you should have the black and white, so that you can create the fun things from them. I'm just having extra color. I'm just removing that. And then I will just have this fun. And that clock is sticking so hard. Let it be dry for a few minutes. Here also for the, I already have that color in the, so I can add little bit pop there with the color. I'm not losing any pigment. I'm using everything I have. In Lost and Found, I got my leg, but if you don't got your leg, you can use these kind of papers and cut the leg and color them, or you can directly cut both of the legs and then directly draw the black legs when you're gonna put that inside. My that main thing is didn't yet get dried, so I don't know what should I do, but I will show you. Like, I have this yellow Posca pen which I never use, so that you don't use directly, you can put the on any scrap paper and just activate your Posca pens, and then you can use them. I don't know, it's not working. Okay, now it's working. So now you have to be very careful that whatever is not dried, you, and then here you see those indentations come. I'm going to just exaggerate that with this yellow pen. I'm just making the flickery movement, that this is kind of showing the fur of the bird, and you know, I don't mind having that. And one thing more, if you feel that your this bloom is really not that good, or you want to just, you know, so you can just little bit down that bloom. It's totally depend how you like the stuff, but if you feel that it's not good, if it's more saturated, then you can do this. And then I'm just adding this leftover colors here where the white color is more, just to, you know, do the thing. And then again let it dry for a few minutes. Now for this one, if I choose the blue Posca pen, let's choose this one. So you can draw the full Gond art style birds if you want, and you can do that also. Maybe that will be my next project when I have the time. And you know what, if you got an idea, you can write down that in the chit likes this, and I have a one bowl, fabric bowl, where I put those, so I can just write okay Gond art birds. Maybe I'll use the pencil and like Gond art birds, and I can do them in medium. I can like Posca pens, and watercolor, right? And you can just put that in any kind of bowl or any kind of stuff, anything will do. Like if you have this, you can put it here, or I have these kind of stuff, so I can put it here, and I can add whenever I got, so I can see that idea or create to that particular panel, and now that's gonna work for me. So again, I'm activating my pen. So this one is the fine tip one. The tip is 0.7 mm. You can get the bigger ones also, where the tip is more. And then I'm just adding and doing this flickery movement on these eyes. I will do the flickery movement, and I'll add a little bit of blue things, and then I'm adding the eyes. and this one thing here, and then kind of just exaggerating these stuff. Maybe I'll add a little bit. No, it is 0.7, but the way you hold that will create the stuff. Like you can create the smallest, you can create the bigger spot, and again if you don't have this, you can use the fine detail brush. As I told you, you can do that also. So you can create many patterns on this bird according to your choice. Like here you can do full avatar kind of stuff going on, right? You can add little bit of white Posca paints to them also to get more and then I'm putting these eyes here, so he's kind of looking at me directly. Okay, you can add little pop of dot here and there depending on what you want to do. Now particularly here, if you use the Posca pens, right, that is gonna flat. If you use these Jerry roll pens, that gonna pop, and I'll show you how it will pop. So this is the blue glaze pen and this is the black glaze pen. I will use the blue glaze pen on this. And then it took a little bit time to dry for the glazing, and if your pen is like is already there, then you have to wait, but you can see the difference. It's a kind of a 3D thing happening there. So I think it's enough for today. My kid wants to play Catan with me as everybody has their own things, so I have to play with him. And until the next crafty project, have a crafty life. Bye bye. Hope you got new things with me and you want to create something with me. So see you in the next project, and let me know whatever leftover projects you are doing. Soon I will show you some of my quilts also, and on my blog I just keep some motivative stuff, that how you can categorize the stuff and how you can do the stuff, so make sure to watch that. So until the next crafty project, have a crafty life. Bye bye.